Excuse me, sir.
The door is on my spot.
Uh-oh. He needs something to hold him up.
The door's yours.
Come on.
He's gonna slap you, Richard.
All right, morning, guys.
Morning.
So what was our takeaway yesterday? What did we talk about?
Process, SDO.
SDO? What about SDO?
It's up on the board.
It's up on the
Service
board.
delivery optimization.
Okay, so what did we talk about with it? What were our key takeaways?
Maintain efficiency.
Maintain efficiency,
Improve efficiency.
improve efficiency. And what were our two concepts that we talked about?
Knowledge.
Knowledge sharing, and what else?
Safe practices.
Safe practices, kinda.
It's on the board.
It's on the board.
Build engagement with your
Engagement.
customers.
There you go. So now I want to talk about what engagement is. I'm going to give you guys the meaning through the SDO process of what engagement is. And I'll be asking you guys if you remember what engagement is in the future. It's the emotional commitment an employee has to the organization and its goals. So what does that mean?
What are your goals of this company?
SDO is one of the big goals, right? It's how we're going to get to where we need to be.
Because it's your paycheck. Basically.
It's how you can optimize what you're doing to make the company better. That's one of the goals. So where do we find our target times?
Over by the time clock.
What is that thing called? Do you know? The daily driver lineup?
Bingo.
There you go. It gives you your time. Gives you your clock out time, right? Tells you how long your pre and post is supposed to be, all that good stuff. So, how much time have we saved per minute? See if you guys remember this from last May. What was our cost per
21
minute?
cents a minute.
$1.81.
9 cents.
It was $1.81. Very good, 21 cents a minute. Leo is right on the money too. So I want you guys to figure that, and don't try to figure out an even number, but think about over almost a year's time frame, 21 cents per minute for our entire district for all those minutes that we've worked. Pretty big number, huh?
Yeah.
It saves the company a lot of money, and it makes you guys way more efficient. So that's one of the big reasons for this SDO process. So we bring down our cost per minute, brings up our efficiency. They work together. So where do we need to work on, or what do we need to work on to lower that cost per minute even more? How do we get more efficient?
Routing.
Routing, that's one way. What are some like instant savings that we can look at?
Standard upgrades.
Where do we spend a lot of minutes, guys?
Landfill.
Landfill is one. That's a big one.
Out here,
Out here, what do we mean by out here?
post trip.
Post trip on the money. How much time do we have for our post trips?
18 minutes.
Huh?
18 minutes.
14. I heard it over here, 14. 4 minutes less. If you ever have questions about it, we actually have the times written up here on the board as well. So 14 minutes. What happens when we have a 30-minute post trip? What does that do for our average for our post trips?
Goes up.
Sends it through the rough, right? So that's how we get from here to there. That's like we talked yesterday, we have our goal setting. Before our there was, or our here was $1.81. Now our here is $1.60. So where's our next goal? Where are we gonna get to? And how are we gonna get there? We gotta keep on shaving minutes where we can find them. That's why making sure that you guys look at your daily driver lineup, see what your time is. Why is that important? To see where your time is supposed to be.
Works for your efficiency, so when you're supposed to be done.
There you go. You gotta have an idea, right? Because if you don't have a goal, then you don't have a pace. You're just going at whatever speed you think you need to go at. Sometimes you lose track of time.
Why are you looking at me?
No. Because you're right in front of me, Kurt.
Okay.
So what are some takeaways?
Huh?
It's the orange.
Oh, okay.
What are some takeaways? What do we need to do?
Watch your idle time.
Watch our idle time? That's definitely a big point right there. That'll shave minutes, right? What do we need to do at the end of the day?
Do efficient post trip in a timely manner.
Yeah.
Let me get out.
Get in and get out. What are some things that we can do to make that happen?
I don't know what to do, but while we're on fuel, we could be checking stuff too.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. I brought that up before. If you're at Staymart, you have a air hose on each side of your truck. Does it hurt to spend the extra 2 minutes there to check your tires and air them up? Because it's gonna take you 10 to 15 when you get back here, right?
Less congested too, and have to drag it.
One time we were told you don't do a post trip until you're at the shop.
Yeah. That's not your full post trip though, that's
Wow.
checking your tires.
Still post trip.
It's easier to do it there when you got the air hose there instead of dragging over Paul and Randy.
But that depends on when you're fill fuel versus when you're done. If you're gonna fill fuel at 10 o'clock in the morning, you're gonna work until 3, it doesn't do.
Generally though, we fill our trucks before we come back to the shop,
Yes.
right?
Or close to.
Yeah. So what are the true takeaways? What can we do to get better?
More efficient.
Be more efficient?
That's no your clock out time.
No our clock out time, there you go. And our post trip, what can we do? Now we know that it's 14 minutes, right? So how do we get to that point?
Don't do it is not the right answer, right?
No, that's not the right answer.
As soon as you get in, start on your post trip instead of walking in here, see what's going on
There
here,
you
and then
go.
going back out and lollygagging and like that.
Again, it's awareness of time.
Yeah, it's
It's
awareness of
awareness, you
time.
have 14 minutes. Now, if you need to wash your truck, that's okay. We need to do that, right? But you need to be aware, day in, day out, it's 14 minutes.
So by knowing that you don't have the time to waste, it's gonna increase your efficiency. You're gonna know, okay, I got 14 minutes to get this done. I wanna go visit now, clock out and visit.
Depends on who you're visiting with.
Yeah, but,
I mean, if you're clocking out and visiting with the technicians and they're supposed to be doing something,
then you're wasting their time, right?
yes.
Well, that's not.
So the takeaway is making sure that we know what our clock in or clock out time is, know how much time we have as our post trip, and just continue to get efficient. You guys gotta think about where we've come from, how much time we've saved, how much per minute we have saved over the time span that we've been doing this. It's a earnest account for what this has completed and what we're going towards. So let's have a safe day. You guys are doing a bang up job, so. Not an accidental bang up job.
That doesn't mean running.